We're going to get going here, do a live video today. We're going to do some sirloin steaks and some bacon fried corn brulee. And we'll talk about the brulee part at the end. If you've looked at my YouTube videos, you've seen that I've done this before. So I'll put a link down in the comments below after this is done of that particular recipe for the bacon fried corn brulee. So we'll have that down there for you available and have that ready to go for you. But we're going to do that live here today for you as well. So we're going to get that demo going here for you. First thing that's going to take the longest is going to be the steaks, because we're going to want the steaks to be able to have time to rest. So we're going to show you and take care of that here as well. First thing we can do is I'm going to take a little bit of ghee. Now ghee is clarified butter, or essentially close to clarified butter. So that's what we're going to use is ghee on there. So it's kind of a liquid form of butter, if you will. Much easier for you to use. So we're going to get this going right here in the middle. Now I've got this going as high as I can get it going. So right now we're running about 600 degrees because I want to get a real crisp outside of my steak. So we're going to spread that on here and get the steaks going. Now these steaks I've had the steaks going inside of the fridge for a while with seasoning on them. I put just straight salt, kosher salt on them, and let it be kosher salt for about, I'd say about an hour. And I pulled them out about half an hour ago, made sure that they got up to room temperature. I washed off the salt, dried them, and then I put the regular seasoning I'm cooking with now. So that particular seasoning I'm using is the Blackstone Steakhouse seasoning. So that's the choice I'm going with tonight. While as we're cooking, I'll show you a little bit of the gear. Couple of things that I've got going. I've got the Yukon Glory. This is the heated rack or heating rack, so you can put stuff up there as you're waiting for other stuff to get done. Also using Blackstone utensils. Up here I've got the Yukon Glory Griddle Caddy. I just put this on here yesterday. Super easy to do. You can bolt it right onto yourself, so it's super sturdy. It's not going to fall off. And then this one right here is actually from Harbor Freight. It's just magnetic. So you can actually use that with Harbor Freight. So I just like to put that in the front. It gives me extra bottle control space. So we're going to leave these steaks here just to go for a little bit, get a really solid sear, about 3 to 4 minutes on the first side, and then we'll flip them over here to the second side. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Happy to help, do anything we can. My brother, also in the group, one of the moderators, is helping to video it right now as well, so he can also help answer your questions. Feel free to let us know where you're from, where you guys are checking in from. Let us know what you're cooking. Love to hear from that. Love to hear from you guys. And also want to hear if there's anything in particular that maybe you're cooking or want me to cook, so you can see that demoed.
So how do I swipe? Hold on a second. Andy's showing me. Okay, alright. Sorry, technical difficulty.
Yeah, if you want to get a close in on the steaks, we can take a look and see what they're looking like here. So again, that first side, we're just going a really hard sizzle on the first side. We want these to be essentially just get a really solid first side to them, get really crispy on that first side, then we'll flip them and do the same thing on the second side. So this one we put on last. I know it'll be the last one I'm going to want to flip. If you look real closely on this one up here, let's get under there, you'll see that it's starting to turn brownish a little bit on the edges right down here. And that's right there where we're trying to, once we start to see that, we'll know it's about time for us to flip it. So we're going to give it just another minute here. And once these steaks are almost done, is when we're going to start getting to the corn brulee. Go ahead and give these a flip here. Yep, they'll be ready. So what I like to do now is I take a little bit of the ghee, and I put a little bit of ghee on top of here. And then we'll flip them over to that side. You can see it's got a super solid sear on there. You can just see how dark it is. That's what you're looking for. You don't want any of that, the grayness. You want that to be a deep brown. And that's perfect right there. That looks great.
Yeah, Chris Adams says, does the lid close with the rack on, and where do you find the rack?
No, the lid does not close with the rack on, but the lid or the rack comes off super easy. I can just pull it right off. It's a little hot right now, so I probably won't do that with my hand. But I can just grab it and take it right off, and it actually folds in half for easy storage. So it's an easy way to keep it that way. I'll post a link in the bottom as well for that once we're done. It's an awesome thing to have. It's very easy. But if I want to close this, the lid, I can easily take it off and use it just like normal. Alright, so we're going to get the bacon going for our creme brulee. Now the cool thing about this rack too is that it's high enough off, I mean you're about 8 inches off of there, that I can touch it and it's not overwhelmingly hot. I mean if I hold my hand there it's going to burn. But you can sit a plate there and the plate's not going to crack on you. You can put hot dogs up there to keep hot dogs warm while you're waiting for the hamburgers or the steaks to cook. There's a lot of stuff that you can do there with that.
Johnny says, can I sit my beer on that rack? Yeah, probably. You probably get pretty warm pretty quick.
I wouldn't suggest that. Maybe some hot chocolate. Alright, so we're going to move these steaks over just a little bit to give us a little room to work with this bacon. I want to bring this bacon to be about a medium. You don't want it to be all the way crispy and cooked. You can see right now it's starting to brown up just a little bit. That's about perfect. That's what you want. Because you want that bacon fat to be in there. We're not going to get rid of that bacon fat at all. We want that to be in this recipe. But we want it to render into the rest of our food. So now we're going to add the corn. So we've got the corn right here. We're just going to put that right on top of this bacon. Mix the corn around a little bit. Mix that bacon into there. Alright, we're going to let this steam for a little bit, so what we're going to do is going to take a little bit of the Blackstone seasoning. This has salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic in it. We're going to put that right on top of this corn. Going to take some of our ghee, put that right in the corn as well. And then we're going to take this dome and we're going to put the dome right over it. And we're trying to trap that steam in there from that ghee that we had. Alright, get a close-up of here real quick, Rob, of our steak. And I'll show you. So if you're looking at your steaks, you can see that they're starting to get some blood that's coming up. See that blood right there? That tells me right now that the steak is about a medium rare. So if you're looking at trying to figure out different temperatures of steaks and you're not used to the sight of it, that's what you're looking for. When that blood comes up, that's how you know it's about a mid-rare now. When it starts beating everywhere, now you're getting closer to a medium. So you can start to see the blood coming up a little bit here. There's a little bit more that's coming up over there. This one's got it coming up through here. That's how you can start to tell temperatures of their steak. Go ahead and flip it over.
Johnny says, what's in the yellow bottle? That's ghee, right?
Yep. ghee or clarified butter. So our corn's looking great, starting to heat up a little bit. So right now I've got this side still on high for my steak. I've got this side right now down to about a medium. We're not trying to burn the corn, we just want to bring it up slow and steady. Bring that heat up there just right. We've got that bacon that's in there that's working itself, rendering that fat into our corn. If you see your corn over here, like look at the edge, you can start to see some of the corn pop. That's how you'll know. Let's see if we can get another one in there in the video. I turned it down a little bit now, so it might not be doing it as much. But if you see your corn popping around the edges, that's how you know your temperature's a little bit too high. So you can turn it down and it's not going to stop popping on there. So the other thing I got is this steam dome, and this one actually has, if you look at it, it's got a temperature gauge on it, which is kind of different and kind of neat, which is why I picked that one up. So it's super easy to use as well. It's got a handle on top. The handle doesn't get hot, so it's very easy to be able to throw it on and off the food. Go ahead.
Dana asked what seasoning you put on the corn.
So far I've used the Blackstone seasoning, which essentially is pepper, salt, a little bit of garlic. That's what we've got in the corn right now.
And I seen that at Walmart yesterday when I was there.
Yep. So our steaks are just about done. They look pretty good to me. Do one more flip. Yeah, the corn is smelling great. If you ever go to the state fair and stuff like that and you smell that buttered corn and it makes you stop by, that's exactly what you're looking at right now.
If that, could you add pepper, salt, and garlic too?
I don't add any more than the Blackstone seasoning. That's essentially enough on this one. I've done it before with garlic, salt, and pepper separately, but not with the Blackstone seasoning, so I won't do anything extra. Alright, so this is where the heat rack's going to come in handy. So we're going to take our steaks once they're done and just throw them right up here in this heat rack. And this is going to still be able to have residual heat, but it's going to let these steaks rest a little bit, suck all those juices back up into the steaks for us, and be super tasty. Alright, so not clean anything off, we're just going to put these mushrooms right on here. Some people are not a fan of mushrooms. Some people absolutely have to have them with steak. So we're going to go ahead and get some going here. Sorry if you can hear the sirens. There's a fire truck going by.
Steve says, did we start with frozen corn?
No, it's actually just canned corn. So just got canned corn out of the the produce section or the canned vegetable section, and just did that. Now we're getting ready to get to the secret ingredient part here in a second. So we actually spoke about the right time. So in here I've got cornstarch and water, and so we're going to mix this up again, just make sure it's all mixed good. And we're not going to use all this. I just put a bunch together real quick before I came out here. So we're going to take this cornstarch and incorporate it into this corn. And we're just going to do this a little bit at a time because it will start to steam on us when we put this in there. But we're trying to have that corn capture this, and you'll see it start draining out the side. And that's when we want to start stopping and be able to gather that up. Now this is where you're going to start seeing it thicken up quite a bit. If you saw it before, now it's going to start to thicken up. And that's what you're looking for when you're looking to do fried corn. You want that to get nice and thick. You're not looking for cream corn. You're looking for a really thick corn consistency. So we're going to add a little bit more in there. Okay. Now this will burn quickly on the griddle if you don't keep it down on a medium level and you don't turn it quite often. So I've got my temperature all the way down to low now. Alright, so that's about ready to come off, and this is where the second step of the magic happens. Call me crazy, but try it. This is amazing. We're going to take some sugar and put the sugar right over the top. You don't want to cake it so it's too much. You're just trying to lightly dust it with sugar. And this creates like a candied bacon flavor, which is amazing. Alright. And then we've got a torch, and we're going to torch it. It's going to help melt that down, and it's going to create some amazing flavors for us. You can start to see it browning up there. And then when we stir this once more, it's going to incorporate all of that that Brûlée type sugar, and it's going to bring a great flavor profile for you. That sweet and savory that's going on in this. I'm going to take some of this into our pan and dump it right in. There we go. So you can see that flavors are right there. That's going to be amazing. Alright. Now our steaks we've got done, and we can go ahead and put these now onto our plate. I like that it's got this backrest here so I can push the steak against it and be able to pull this up super easily.
Again, where did you get the rack?
Yeah, I'll post a link to the rack in the comments below once we're done here so you guys can find it easy. There we go. And then we'll make room over here to be able to put our mushrooms right here on the side. Alright, so we got a baked potato working into the air fryer. But there we go, guys. Some awesome steaks and some bacon fried corn brulee with some fresh mushrooms sauteed up in some ghee. Alright, guys, we're going to go in and enjoy this. I can't wait to eat this. It's going to be amazing. But just wanted to give you guys a way to elevate your cooking and show you how we do it here. Alright, we'll catch you later.